Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your monthly reading for September 2023. This is for Gemini, Sun and Gemini rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional culture cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific and detailed with your reading, Gemini. I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one, rather than a general spread. Lastly, Gemini, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your readings. Now, Gemini, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I am recording this video while Mercury is in retrograde. Okay, this is a big thing, okay, especially for you. Mercury is your ruling planet, so there may be a little bit of mix-ups. I've already had some camera issues, but we're going to trudge on through because this is a great Mercury retrograde. Now, September, let me tell you, Gemini, it's going to be very interesting for you. It's going to be very interesting, and I want you to know two things. One, the first 2 weeks, it's like Jekyll and Hyde, okay? The first 2 weeks are a little like, and then the last 2 weeks, mwah, chef's kiss, amazing, okay? Love it. And I'm not saying that the first 2 weeks are bad. I'm just saying pretty much the entire solar system is retrograde, okay? Venus, fortunately, is starting to wake up, okay? Sleeping Beauty, finally going direct on September 4th. But remember, still going to be in the shadow period. So even though Venus is going direct, just think about like just waking up and you're just like yawning. Like you're not going to go like, you know, get on your motorcycle and start, throwing your hands in the air and doing tricks and stuff. You're going to like have a cup of coffee and do your little meditation. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's what it's like. And then Mercury, remember your ruling planet is retrograde. It is retrograde in Virgo. Okay. But before I even begin to speak about that, the one thing that is happening is Mars is the only planet that is not, okay? If Mars is fully awake, it's full speed ahead, okay? Rocket ship energy here. Now, if you saw my last reading, you know Mars is in Libra. Mars will be in Libra all month of September. Now, how does this relate to you, Gemini? Mars in Libra is in your 5th house. So, as I said in my last reading, Mars, very aggressive, ruling planet for Aries. Where did Aries come from? The god of war. All right. So Mars is like, and Libra is all about peace. So this is like war and peace. So Mars actually does not like being in Libra. Mars is detriment in Libra. It's the opposite, right? Sign. So it's not a bad thing if you can manage it, if you can handle it. If there are any challenges, if there's anything aggressive that happens in a particular area of your life, it's managing it, controlling it, owning it, being on top of it. And when I say a certain area of your life, it's in your 5th house. So what does this mean? First of all, this is all about relationships. So a lot of y'all may have some activity in relationships, could be partnerships in career, work, business, or in love matters. Now, what's really interesting is that it is also in your 5th house, okay? And so the 5th house is pleasure, it's love, it's romance, family, children, creativity, self-expression. This is going to be a really big thing for y'all, okay? Because I said Mars is blazing through September all the way through October, okay? Up until we get to the solar eclipse in Libra in your 5th house. Yes, you can expect a lot of things changing, okay, in your life in the next 2 months, all right? This has been one of those years where it's been a lot of dozy-doing, it's been a lot of seesawing, but Geminis, can I tell you what's happening? I'm going to go ahead and tell you what's happening next year, okay? Jupiter, the planet of good luck, good fortune, prosperity, all of that, believe, all of that is moving into your sign. It's moving into your sign. So what does that mean? It means that you are going to have the best year that you've had since 2012, 2013. Okay. So just wait for it. We're leading up to it. It's going to be amazing. All right. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And then, the year after that, oh my goodness, Uranus moves into your sign. There's so much happening, so much happening. We'll get into that later. But but this month especially, it's just remember Mars really aggressive in Libra. That's the main thing of the month, okay? So remember, if there are any challenges, any, maybe arguments, not seeing any like eye to eye, you know what I've been saying for every sign? You're on a kayak, okay? You're on a kayak in September, and all your friends, there's like 6 friends of yours that are on that same kayak, and they've all had a little too much to drink, okay? One of them's leaning over on this side who, still got the wine bottle in her hand, okay? Sally over here, she's got a martini glass in her hand. There's some, Bobby's up at top, and he's like, he's swinging his sword around. Like, it's your job to keep that kayak stable. All right, that's what this is. That's what Mars in Libra is. It's all about finding balance. Okay, finding balance through any challenges that may be happening. Okay, this is the kayak of your life. Okay, the kayak of your life. So bring peace to things, be the peacemaker, be very diplomatic if there are any challenges that come up. When it comes to things that bring you pleasure, when it comes to family, when it comes to children, when it comes to even sex, okay? Because that is the 5th house as well, all right? We're all adults here. We can talk about that. And then remember, Libra is a sign of partnership. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Now, the other thing that is happening, and the reason why family will likely be a big thing for you, family and relationships at home, like love, partners in love, is because Mercury is retrograde. Your ruling planet is retrograde up until the 15th, okay, in Virgo, which is your 4th house, your domestic sector. So, Gemini, how many of y'all have been moving or planning on moving or thinking about buying a place or house hunting? That's a big thing for you, okay? And a lot of it is, Mercury is a planet of communication. Obviously, we know that. You're the, native ruler of the 3rd house. But here's the thing. It's a lot of y'all are having movements there because Mars was in Virgo, but still Mercury's in Virgo. We are in Virgo season. The sun is in Virgo. Remember, this is the first 2 weeks, okay? And so a lot of y'all may be reconsidering it now. Reconsidering not only like, moving to a new space or maybe if you're not moving, buying real estate. If you're not buying real estate, doing renovations to your current place. If you're not doing renovations, think about having a roommate to, cut back on costs. Something around the home is happening. The 4th house also does rule family and children. So there could be activity with children. Not gonna lie, it's probably gonna be like, for a lot of y'all, it's like, hey, kids have moved off to college and now I'm having these deeply nostalgic moments. Remember, Mercury retrograde is a window to the past. So a lot of y'all could have nostalgic moments right now as well. Okay. Some of y'all could be, having these big moments where you even maybe miss your parents or you miss your children or it's a nostalgic time for you, but there's still movement and there's still you thinking about changing things up at home or in your domestic sector, even with relationships. Okay, keep that in mind. So those are the main things. Now the other thing is the reason why the first 2 weeks are just they may be a little slow because all those retrogrades, but things are still happening, okay? Remember, Mars is blazing forward, okay? So you'll still feel a lot of activity, and it could be pretty intense. I'm not going to lie. Mars is doing that while all the other planets are sleeping. Now, here's the other thing about this is that I'm going to, if you're a subscriber, you know that I break it down week by week after I do your spread. There are so many great aspects in the first 2 weeks of September. So even though things may feel like they're moving a little slowly for y'all, there's still like amazing things that are going to happen. In fact, I'll go ahead and tell you now. We, on the 8th, the sun is trining Jupiter. All right. This is the best day of the month. This is the luckiest day of the month. And it is also one of the best days of the year. Hey, that's happened in the first 2 weeks. Okay. So keep that in mind. The second thing is, when we move, and then we have the new moon in Virgo. And so that's why a lot of y'all may have this, you're going to move. Okay, you're going to move. There's going to be the things that you were thinking about that have to do with home. That new moon in Virgo that's happening on the 14th. It's just like this is when new opportunities, new beginnings, new paths, new, cycle, right? That's happening right now. So keep that in mind. It's going to be very interesting for y'all. It's going to be very interesting for y'all. And the other thing is, once we get halfway through the month, that's when we have all the energy of the new moon in Virgo, okay? Keep in mind that the first 2 weeks of September, we're coming out of that full moon in Pisces, so we're still under the umbrella of that. So you may be feeling a lot of that too. So a lot of y'all will feel career activity because that is in your 10th house. All right, the first 2 weeks there could be some changes, but I'll also when I say changes, it feels like more the energy I'm getting is more you. The changes that you're looking for, but for a lot of y'all, sure, you'll feel it in your external environment, like at work or in career, or honors and achievements as well. Now, halfway through the month, okay, so once we have that new moon in Virgo, the sun moves into Libra. So this is great. Because remember, Mars is blazing through Libra. Now the sun is there. Now Mars is considered, like a malefic. The sun, all about optimism, all about growth, shining all those dark shadows out of your life, bringing resolution. That's what the sun does. And the sun is in Libra, and we love the sun in Libra. So it is kind of like hall monitor energy. I've been saying that in every sign. It's like Mars is running around with a water gun, okay, at your I love dry sand party, okay? And so you have to be the one that's like, it's like the sun is there to like be the monitor, all right? Kind of giving you the look, take care of Mars. And so you got to take care of Mars. You got to control Mars, all the things that are happening with Mars. Now, so by the time we reach halfway through the month, none of the inner planets are retrograde at this point. So that's really good because it's the inner planets, Mars, Mercury, and Venus, that we feel the most. Right, they're closer to us, and so Mercury, your ruling planet, has finally gone direct mid-month. Keep in mind, Mercury will still be in Virgo, though. Okay, until October 4th. All right, so remember that family, it's in your 4th house or domestic sector. So family's going to be a big thing this month, and Mercury in Virgo. Here's the thing. Virgo's a mutable sign, and so are you. So all about change and having that ability to adapt nicely to change. All right. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I like this. I like Mercury and Virgo. It gives you time to really identify. Remember, I said it's like that Sherlock Holmes energy, that really like laser focused, eagle eye, Mulder and Scully kind of energy. Really identify like any issues that you may be having, challenges you may be having, and really finding that resolution now and really like perfecting it. But that's what's happening. The last big thing that I'm going to mention real quick is that at the end of the month, we have a full moon in Aries. Now, the reason why this is a really big deal, Gemini, is because not only does this rule your social network, okay? So your friends, groups you belong to, organizations you belong to. It's a full moon, moon spring closure, or some sort of clarity, all right? It's also your house of your hopes and your wishes and your dreams and your goals. So there could be some sort of like, I know something, or moving on to the next level, or moving on to the next cycle. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think back to March 21st, okay? March 21st is when we have the new moon in Aries, okay? So remember, these are cycles, and they correspond to the new moon that happened, okay? So what were you doing around that time? What was the thing that you wanted to launch? What was maybe there was something about a friendship that could have happened around that time. Maybe you made a new friend, and now we're in a phase where, during this full moon in Aries, hey, it could be the end of a friendship, and not in a like bad way. It's just that maybe they got married and are now moving to Mars, or where somewhere where it's just going to be hard to see them, or the friend becomes a lover. That's a big thing too during with Venus in Leo. But anyway, so keep that in mind. Think about what happened back then. If you don't journal, just go through your Instagram feeds and see if what you're posting around that time. You can also think about what happened in April. This was one of those years where we had that very unusual. We had a new moon back to back in March and April, and the one in April was on April 19th. Now, the reason why some of it may resonate with you is because it was a week that, we had the luckiest day of the year. Okay. So, things were just building up from that new moon in March. All right. So anyway, the one that would resonate the most would be around March 21st and, maybe 2 weeks after that. Okay. So that said, Gemini, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what's going on for you. All right. Let's see what's going on for you in this very interesting month. It's the only way to say it. It's a very interesting month. There's going to be, for you, you're going to have a really big change. It's almost like indisputable, the change that you will have this month. All right. So, keep that in mind, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's see what's going on for you for Gemini Sun and Gemini Rising. If you know your birth chart, read for your Venus and your Moon. You're welcome to do that. I would actually recommend both, because Venus again is waking up, and then we have a lot of activity with the Moon, that full moon, and it's a great full moon. I love it, and it's a great new moon in Virgo, and I love that one too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. See what's going on for you for September 2023. Now, Gemini, you'll see that I have a guest, and it is my dog here who has joined us for this monthly reading. As you know that if you are a subscriber, you know that she's conked out from really long WALK, so we're gonna try not to wake her up, and she has to be very close to the air conditioner because it's like 90 degrees here in Brooklyn. Secondly, if we need to pull clarifiers, we'll pull clarifiers. Like I said, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. So yeah, you've gone through it. Okay, but you're coming out of it. It's a good thing. Gemini, you need to accept some things, okay, that are happening for you, but at the same time, I think you know that now. I think at this point you know that, but let's go ahead and get started. You did get the Seven of Swords, okay? Hey, this is really interesting. I feel like there's been a lot of y'all who have been just... Well, with Mercury retrograde, and again, Mercury affects you and Virgos like really strongly, right? It's your ruling planet. Okay, so there could have been a lot of moments where you were just in your head, and you were could have been tempted to do a lot of things that were a little, maybe mischievous, okay? Maybe a little Machiavellian too, like really like angry fists in the air, and like those, I don't know if you remember, there was like a cartoon, I think called Kathy or something. I have that picture of her like, right? So there was a sense of you like strategizing, like, how do I get out of this situation? But at the same time, there could have been some situations where, and a lot of it is you just having to face a lot of your truths too. There could have been some things that have happened where you really needed to not hide from things, okay? And when I say not hide from things, be honest with yourself about some things that have been happening in your life, okay? Like, just be honest with yourself and, let things go, the things that you have to let go. But there could have been, I'm not going to lie, some Geminis have been a little naughty. There's a big message coming through where you could have just been like a lot of under pressure, a lot of stress. Again, remember Taurus and Jupiter have been in your 12th house, so that's not very easy. So I commend you, okay, for getting this far. But really just face your realities right now and face all the truths and that you have to do. But it's really another thing, by the way, there could have been a lot of Geminis where it was the opposite, where some people were doing a lot of things behind your back, okay? And so don't let that catch them, okay? Just catch that person. Don't let them get away with it, whether it's lying to you, cheating on you, stealing from you. Again, just something like not cool. All right. Now, here's the thing. It's brought us to the 9 of Wands. Now, I'm getting this energy of a lot of like I feel exhausted for you. Y'all have been going through it, okay? And so just hang in there. The 9 of Wands, that's all it is. It's saying you've gone through it. Hang in there. If you're a subscriber who's been a subscriber for a long time now, you know I used to say that this card, I say think about 5th grade math class, right? The poster, your math teacher had that poster of the cat hanging from the tree. This is that poster. Hang in there. Don't give up. All right? You're so close to the end. 10 is the end, right? And you could even see him. He's got gauze on his head. He a little soldier boy. He looks a little like alert, like, okay, what else is gonna come at me now? But you see him standing in front of the wands, and the wands are all about your passions, and they're so invigorating, and they're very lively, and you know it's very work related too. So not only your passions and your ideas, a lot of your creativity. Okay, it's almost like some of y'all may feel this month there's a sense of like so many things are pulling you in directions where it's taking you away from this very intrinsic quality of yours, which is being very creative, right? That's a very Gemini characteristic and trait. But again, this is just saying, hang in there. You got this. You got this. It's almost over. You're going to be good. You're going to be great. Okay. Here's the thing. You also got the tower, but you got the tower in your challenge area. So it looks like there could have been something that has happened already or will happen in September where I'm okay. The more of the energy is that it's happened. Okay. But some of y'all could have something that does come up that is a little bit alarming and you see unfavorably at the time, but just know that it was meant for you. And that's the thing. Here's the thing. It really is, the energy is something has happened. You need to, if you haven't already, Gemini, you need to accept that it has happened, okay? And you have to, and I know it's going to be hard, but it's going to be something where you're going to have to, you know, appreciate and say like, thank you, universe, for making that happen, even if you saw it unfavorably. You know, those times when you're at maybe in an argument with someone and you know you're right, okay? And this person's wrong, but they're insistent. They're just being so aggressive about, you know, being right. And Gemini, you just have to sometimes like throw in the white flag and just grin and bear it. And just like, yep, okay, yeah, yeah. You're right. Okay, you win. Even though you know, so you gave it to that person. Okay. This is kind of like what the energy is like. There's something that could have happened where you saw unfavorably, or something that could have just been really hard for you, or challenges that you've been going through, where you have to actually learn from it, okay? Because it's the universe, with the Tower card, it's the universe that's giving you these challenges, but it's only to clear the way. It's almost like you're veering off the wrong path, and the universe had to crumble down the mountain and block your path so you go the other direction. Okay, That's what it is. All right. So again, a lot of this will be with relationships and partnerships in whatever form that resonates with you with. Okay. Career, work, partners in love, but also like maybe if you are looking for a home, it could be a real estate broker, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is. But, you know, the tower is ruled by Mars. Okay. So remember what I said. Really big emphasis on relationships, partnerships, but also in your fifth house of love and creativity and self-expression even. All right. And essentially what brings you pleasure. But you have to, there could have been something that happened where you're gonna, and you didn't, and you were just not cool with it. You have to go with it now, and you have to just give gratitude for that. Okay, give gratitude for that, because it's leading, it's clearing the decks for you. All right, clearing the decks for you and leading you into a place where you're going to be in a much better place. Because look, you got the Knight of Wands, you got the Empress. I mean, listen, the first things first is the Knight of Wands. All right, this is fire on fire. This is double fire. Knights are fire, wands are fire. This is really just, come on, look at him. Look at the horse reared up, ready to go, ready to go. All right, so this is very transformative energy. This is nothing can stop me now energy, along with the Nine of Wands. Hanging, like, really just be the better version of yourself this month. Should there be any challenges, and again, every sign will be going through some challenges, but it's how you handle it, right? Finding that balance, okay? Finding that balance, all right? Balancing the kayak of your life. All right. So I really love this, because there is a sense of you that all you want to do this month is just go toward your passions, go toward, you know, you have a vision and you want it to come to fulfillment. Okay. Do not lose sight of that. Absolutely do not lose sight of that, because you got the Empress in the heart, or in the root of your spread. Okay. Very interesting here, right? Very interesting here, because this is all about living life through pleasure, through passion. Remember what I said, Mars and Libra in your fifth house of pleasure, all right? The Empress is a goddess, okay? We're thinking Aphrodite here. So this is huge. She's Miss Universe. This is everything. This is your soul glorified. Spend more time in nature, all right? Please, Gemini, please spend more time in nature. If you're one of those people that live in LA and you never go to the beach, you better make an effort to go to the beach just for an hour. Just do it for an hour. Take an Uber. I know the parking's kind of like, yeah, where do I park, right? Go to Venice. Go even further. Go further up. But anyway, spend some time in nature. Go on that hike up to the mountain, right? I don't know, for the Runyon Canyon. But either way, it's the same thing. Wherever you live, spend some time in nature. That's going to really help you this month. It is a big message coming through. Nature is just reconnect. That's what you need. Okay, you've had a lot going on, Gemini. You've had a lot going on, and you will in September too. Okay, because a lot of it is really you standing your ground and just being like, not gonna let anything take me off my path. Not gonna let anyone take anything that I've worked hard for. I have a vision, and I'm gonna stick with it. But Mars again has that water gun at your I love dry sand party. All right. So remember, you're gonna have to work with that. But love the fact that you got the Empress. Okay. Love it. So it's also, I mean, affirming what I just said. You know, you can even see the symbol of Venus in her stone-shaped heart here, right? What I love about this is that this is all about creation as well. The Empress is pregnant, okay? And so it's representing, and she's number 3, which is all about creation and the birth of new things. So it really is kind of like this new energy that's coming through that you really want, all right, for September. And it seems like that you are going to get it as long as you hang in there, because you did get the 3 of Pentacles in your future. So some of y'all are actually getting new jobs. But in any case, The Three of Pentacles is all about teamwork, making the dream work. So if you've had any sort of like tiffs or not seeing eye to eye or imbalance with people in your life, whether they are family, whether they are colleagues, whether it is your partner, it's really teaming up now. Okay, really teaming up now because you had that time with Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Okay, Venus is starting to finally wake up in your third house of communication. It's time. Okay, for some of y'all, it may be siblings. Yeah, for sure. Third house is also siblings. It could be aunts, uncles. It could be neighbors as well, which is all in the third house. All right. But there is some of y'all that are thinking about traveling too. So if you do plan on traveling, make sure you have that nature element somewhere in there. But again, I love that fact that you did get the Three of Pentacles in your future. Some of y'all will be joining new teams in some sort of environment. It could even be an organization like I was talking about earlier, or a group or something like that. But I'm getting more of like monetizing, and they are pentacles anyway. So, yeah. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. So working with people in this new capacity, and remember what I said about three. Okay. So all about these new things, but at the core of the card, it really is that bonding element that's really nice there. All right, Gemini. So let's get to your stuff. Gemini. Oh, there you are. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, do all that fun stuff. Y'all are amazing, by the way. Thanks so much for being here. And if you're a subscriber, come on, I wouldn't be here without you. So I am truly grateful, and I really do appreciate it. I love y'all. Yeah. So, yeah. Hey, Gemini. Remember when I said earlier that this month, like, things are going to change, like, pretty much, like, you're going to, in a big way, like, oh yeah, they are, okay? Get ready for it, You got the Six of Cups. I love this. The main thing is, have those moments of nostalgia. Some of y'all may not want to. Some of y'all, because one energy that's coming through is almost like this refusal to, make up with some people that you've had some arguments with or not seeing eye to eye with. I feel like having an open conversation will be nice. And here's the thing. If you've made the effort and that other person is still like, no, I never want to speak to you again, at least you know that you did the best you could, right? So keep that in mind. But there is like this big sense of nostalgia that's happening for y'all. Again, with Mercury retrograde in Virgo, a lot of it could be with family. And, there is a lot of sense of like, a lot of sharing and kindness in this card. But it is also tapping into that inner child. Remember what I said, Mars blazing through Libra in your fifth house of pleasure, right? So almost like, let your hair down, okay? Let your hair down this month, okay? It's like with you, in your kayak with your friends that have had a little too much to drink. Let Sally fall out, and have a little laugh, okay? And then bring her back on board, okay? Because everyone's wearing life rafts. I hope everyone's wearing life rafts. Everyone better be wearing life rafts. But do you know what I mean? Have a little fun this month, okay? It's kind of like secretly that's all you want anyway. It's like you want to be to a point where you can let your guard down, where you don't have to feel like, right? Like the Nine of Wands here, where you're careful. You have to have this, be very vigilant, and do you know what I mean? Like, it really is having fun, okay? So I urge you to do that, especially in nature if you can. It is a big message coming through. Just to walk through the park, okay? Everyone, there's nature everywhere, okay? Just do it. Just go sit under a tree, read a book, or just zone out. That's the best thing to do, all right? Tap Tap within. Okay, go within. All right, because there's a lot of comfort, there's a lot of security, there's a lot of protection with this card. Now, look, you got the Magician in your external factors area. When I say things are about to change for you in a big way, you saw my dog even popped up. She was like, whoa, this is big. Okay, so keep that in mind. Card number one, I mean, we're talking about you are just about to start this brand new journey. This is the Magician kicking off the Fool's journey, the Hero's journey, your journey. Brand new cycle about to happen. This is a power to manifest whatever you want. This is and he's got that power. He's a magician, okay? So really no, though. Really no. I mean, looking at your spread, it's like there's this desire to be fulfilled to a point where you don't have to worry, where you don't have to stress. Really know where you want to put that energy, though. Like, is it career? Is it family? Is it, confidence? Really, really think about that. I think it's going to come organically for you. I think it's going to come naturally. I think a lot of y'all already know. But if you don't, spend some time in nature. Seriously, you're going to be okay. I really love this for you too, but it does look like it's remember, it's coming with the Three of Pentacles here. Remember what I said about three, the birth of new things, creation, coming with the Magician. You're golden. And then you've got the Five of Wands, but you got into part of your spread where it's just like it's corresponding to the Six of Cups here, where it's just like I want to just let my hair down. I want to see Sally fall off the kayak with a wine bottle, a martini glass in her hand, and have a laugh. That's what life is all about. Just laugh, having laughter. That's what you want, okay? And then you're gonna bring her back on board, all right, in her life raft. But it's really just, it's almost like there's been so much. Okay, for a lot of Geminis, a lot of just like, sure, chaos, okay? A little bit of chaos in your home environment, in your family environment, maybe even in your work environment too. You just want it to end. You just want all that noise to stop, okay? That's what you want, all right, this month, all right? So if there's a little, and you be that person. You remember I said, it's your job to be the peacemaker this month. So with this card, you can see all these kids fight. Well, they're not even fighting. They're swinging their wands in the air. So it's not even, it's just like more about ego. So there has to be someone who stands up and says, no more. Let's see eye to eye. Let's all get along. All right. Leave all of that. And for a lot of y'all, it may not even be you. It may be your family. It may be your children too. I mean, these are kids. So it could be like your children are like bickering over something, and you're just, you've got to be that person that's like, y'all, come on. Right? Whatever you need to do. All right. Now, you did get the Ten of Swords in your final outcome. This is a great sign, okay? It's a great sign. 10 is the end. 1-0 equals 1. All right, so remember, you got Magician, card number 1 here. But this is the card of New Dawn. So even though it does look pretty severe, it's like you've come to a point where it's almost like you've hit rock bottom and you're just like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can go on anymore. But you can't go further down from rock bottom, right? You can only go up. Take a good look at this card. When I say it's the card of New Dawn, those dark clouds are actually clearing. That sun is coming through. So I want you to see these swords as aligning this man's chakra. All right. So it's almost like there's this sense of rebirth here. All right. You can even see the man's hand. It's in the hand gesture of the Hierophant. So it's almost like blessings, right? But in order to have that, in order to have this newness that comes into your life, you have to learn from all the challenges that you've been through, okay? And you have to accept remember how I said earlier, you have to accept it and show that gratitude, all right? That's what's going to help you move into this next chapter a lot smoother, okay? That's what's going to get your kayak like sailing without, any undulation in the waves, right? It's like you're in the Maldives rather than the Bermuda Triangle. So this is a really great sign. Just learn from all the things that may have been challenging. Ask the big questions. Okay, so why did this happen? What did I have to learn from this? How can I use this to my advantage? How can I use this karmically, right? Ask the big questions. And then it's great for you spiritually, for sure, but it helps you enter this new cycle. And I will even show you a clarifier. There you go. Queen of Swords. And then you get into, I actually love this. It's almost like, with the Strength card, there's the woman taming the lion. It's like but what's coming up for me is like you taming Mars. Because actually the Queen of Swords is Libra, all right? And Mars is in Libra, all right? So this is really great. Head above the clouds, all that mental clarity, even leaving emotions at the door at this point, just to have, there is a tendency for emotions to cloud judgment, right? And that's why she has to be very just headstrong, very cerebral. And remember I said she's just like, she's ruled by Libra, and she's very much so like the Justice card. All she wants is the truth, nothing but the truth. She has nothing to hide. She is all about fairness. She's the peacemaker, right? The peacemaker here. And she actually leads with her head, all right? She leads with her head, not her heart. This is all about power and authority up here. Swords are the mental suit. So I actually really love the fact that you got the Queen of Swords, because once you learn from every challenge that you've had, it puts you in this amazing headspace as you move forward into this new cycle in your life. So Gemini, with that said, as I promised, I'll break it down week by week. The first week of September, Venus goes direct on the 3rd. That is really great. Love that for you. Communication is going to start to, in terms of love, relationships, even money matters, even your own creativity. It's almost like things are going to be not as muddled Mercury in Virgo. Mercury is retrograde in Virgo, but that's actually good and it's helpful. It's making you, again, identify things that may be holding you back. Jupiter does go retrograde on the 4th. I'm not going to lie, like, of all the signs, like, you may like that the most because that is in your 12th house. It's just in like a little bit more. It's almost like it's like, think of like a phone that's at like 20% instead of like 80%. Okay. But you may also find luck in other areas because it's retrograde, right? So it could have been like luck that you find in areas of your life that you overlooked, or things that you had abandoned or had forgotten about. But we have a major Mercury Cazimi, okay, on the 6th. So this is a huge light bulb moment. Again, this is the Sun conjuncting Mercury. Mercury, again, it's your ruling planet, all right? So, and then Mercury in your 4th house, and, remember, the Sun is in Virgo as well. So, a lot of this can have to do with home, family, children, your relationship. And then on the 8th, Sun trining Jupiter, best day of the month, luckiest day of the month, all right? So, this is a really great day, very optimistic. This is all about really personal growth, overcoming challenges, setbacks. I really love this day, okay? Very prosperous day. So with that said, let's see what's going on for you, Gemini, for the first week of September. You're good. You got the 4 of Wands, okay? I really love this for you. I absolutely love this for you. This is a card of celebration. This is a card of joy. This is a card of happiness. This is a card of even luck is coming through. There is a sense of you getting something that you want. All right, the first week. Remember that it is the first week is that we do have the sun trining Jupiter, which is amazing. And interesting enough, this card is ruled by, or it's attributed to Sun in Aries. Now, remember what I said, that is your 11th house of your hopes and wishes. But this is really like a milestone card too, okay? So think of milestone, like you could be moving into a new home. You could be possibly having a baby, okay? You could be getting a new job. You get a promotion. You could hear really good news around this time, all right? So I love that for you. Now, the second week of September, we're with the new moon in Virgo that is happening on the 14th. Now, what I love about this is Uranus is very harmonious, Uranus is a planet of surprises, so you could hear, surprising news, or there could be something really surprising around this new moon. Remember, new moons, this is just the peak, so they have really strong energy. You could feel it a few days before, you could feel it, up to 2 weeks after. I love that Pluto is in really great alignment, but what I really love is that the sun trines Uranus the next day. So again, you could hear great news unexpectedly come out of nowhere. And you could also be very curious about like trying new things, okay? Trying new things and thinking about new things. Mercury also goes direct. So there will be like a big light bulb moment for you, moment of clarity. And then Venus squares Jupiter on the 16th. So I really love that. Just, at this point, treat yourself. Treat yourself. We've had a couple of these. These are really great squares. I really love these squares. Remember, it's that breakthrough energy that I really love. Knowing what you will bring you pleasure. Okay, so let's see what's going on for you, Gemini, for the second week of September. Oh, hello, Ace of Wands. New moon, baby. New moon, new beginning, new cycle, and then you get the Ace of Wands, new opportunity. Wands, again, your passions, creativity, ideas, and work-related matters here. I absolutely love this. Some of y'all this week may find out you're having a baby. It would be a boy. Some of y'all will maybe think about having a baby, or someone in your family. Remember, there's so much family energy happening for y'all this month. But remember, you did get the Empress, okay? You got the Magician, and you got the 401. So yeah, definitely. Some of y'all will find out that, you're pregnant, or you may want to decide to have a baby, or again, someone in your family, or, just within your orbit. All right. So that's really great. But again, this is a lot of y'all will be getting around like news about a new job or career, or you may change it. Like you could start your own business. But it is a time, new moons, as they say, like set intentions, right? Now you can see the leaves on the wand here. I mean, plant those seeds as well. If for the things that you want, remember, it's all about you taking action too. Now, the third week of September, the sun is trining Pluto. We're gonna, and so all of these, by the way, Gemini risings are going to feel all these aspects a lot more than Geminis, but all Geminis will feel it, okay? Secondly, we'll talk more in depth about these aspects in my weekly readings. The sun is trining Pluto on the 20th. This is very insane. This is very rare. This is very empowering. This is huge. This is enormously huge. So keep that in mind. It could also be very intense of a day, but it is very empowering, all right, in terms of the experience that you may even have this day. And then on the 23rd, hey, we move into Libra season, okay? We move into Libra season, and it is the first day of autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. So let's see what's going on for you for Gemini, all right, or Gemini for the third week of September. Oh, wow. So you got the Seven of Cups. Very interesting looking at what's happening here for your entire spread. You're going to have a lot of changes in September. Now, remember what I said earlier, especially with the magician coming up in your external factors area. Really know what you want at this point by the third week of September, okay? It looks like there will be a lot of opportunities presented. Just really know where you want to put that energy. Just really know what you want. And when I say know what you want, like, listen to your inner voice, listen to, like, your higher self. Really put that energy there, okay? And now the last week of September, Mercury is trining Jupiter again. Can you believe that? Twice in a month. There's 6 trines this month. That's how special September is. But with all the planets retrograde in the first 2 weeks, and Mars being in Libra, it's like you are definitely going to have to take a lot of action too. Okay. So take a lot of action. This is the week of the full moon in Aries. At this point, Mars is actually dancing with Venus. All right. So we love that. Absolutely love that. I love this full moon. I'm not going to lie. I really love this full moon. The day after Mercury is trining Uranus. Oh, this is great. This is great. I mean, you could get surprising news around this time. Even like a very intuitive download. But a lot of creativity. It's almost like a box of creativity that was in your attic for a long time and you rediscovered it. Okay. Anyway, let's see what's going on for you, Gemini, for the last week of September. 7 of Wands. This is very interesting. You got 3 wands here. I love it. This is all about, basically, by the end of the month, there's going to be a lot of things that are changing for you. And there's going to be a lot of things. There could be even like some competitive, it could be playful. But at the end of the day, remember what I said throughout the entire reading. Don't let anyone take anything away from you. Everything that you've worked hard for, it's yours. You deserve it. This is your life. You make the calls, you make the shots. Now, this card is all about valor. This is all about standing your ground. This is drawing a line in the sand if it comes to that point where, where people are, it's that Mars and Libra energy. Remember, balancing that kayak, okay? So really, really let it be known, okay? This is mine. Like, I've worked hard for this new job, this new career. Even like that, there is that competitive energy where, and when I say competitive energy, like if you are applying for a new job, you're not the only one sending a resume, right? If you are house hunting, you're not the only one that's, bidding on a house. Like they're like that kind of competitive energy, but I'm still getting a lot of family energy in some sort of matter, but this is really great, okay? This is all about knowing your worth. This is valor. When I say valor, by the way, if you take it back to its etymological root, to like even Old French, it was valeur, right? So it was meant worth, okay? Value. So putting your foot on the ground, and this is in knowing what your value is, knowing what your worth is, and people respecting that and making sure that people respect that. Okay, so Gemini, you have a very interesting spread this month. It is going to be you will have, it seems like you've already had some major change, transformation that could have happened or you were in the process of. If you didn't like it, just go with it and be grateful for it instead of being bitter about it. Now, I'm not saying that you would be bitter about it, but that is an energy, like, just not, and even bittersweet. Okay. just go along with it, because look at what's coming through. Can I remind you, like, what is, like, come on. You got the Magician, you got the Empress, you got the Ace of Wands, you got the Queen of Swords in your front. Like, this is gonna be a great month. It's gonna be a great month. Everyone is gonna have like a rocky with Mars and Libra. Just gonna let you know that, okay? But in the end, you're gonna be absolutely fine, and there is something new happening in your life, and I'm getting the energy of something that is actually major, okay? So, congratulations. All right. And even, there you go too. So congratulations. Thanks so much for tuning in, Gemini. If you like this reading, be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. I want to hear from you. Y'all are the communicators. I want to know what's going on. And if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. You know I love you. I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.